Hi everyone, if you don't know me, I'm Megan, and you're seeing me from home today, being my real and authentic self. And the reason for that is because, one, I think it helps me continue to do trauma work when I can be myself. And the other is I think it helps people heal and help people feel better when they can really connect with you and feel like they're seeing the real you and they're not being duped into thinking you're somebody that you're not or that you have the beliefs that you don't actually have. So you're always going to get a dose of the real me here. I'm getting over a cold, to be totally honest with you all. I wouldn't be doing this video though if I didn't feel good enough to actually get it done. So my voice sounds a little funny. It's going to change in future videos. I want to start this first video of what I hope to be a series of videos with just the 7 big ways that I see us helping professionals kind of setting ourselves up for failure. And don't worry, in the future we'll have some positive videos that'll talk about how we can not fail. But we do have to know what the problem is in order for us to be able to do something about it. So the first thing that I see is we blame burnout and we ignore the big issues. We just shut things down. We say, oh, I'm just tired. I need a vacation. But somewhere deep down inside, we know that, like, even if we had a week of sleep, even if we could take a month of vacation and manage to relax on the vacation and not think about work, as soon as we came back to work, all of those awful feelings would just come flooding back and things would just go back to the way they were. And that's because what we're dealing with is more than burnout. We're dealing with something that's called vicarious trauma or secondary trauma or compassion fatigue. You might see people use all those words interchangeably. Some of them are slightly different from each other though. So we're ignoring these big issues, shoving it down, and just continuing to do the only thing we know how to do, which is keep moving forward. The second thing we do is we don't get help. We feel guilty about it, or we feel really ashamed about it. So because we were taught to shove it down, we don't get help when we need it. We are seeing people so much worse off than us, who've gone through so much worse shit than we've gone through. And they don't get the help that they could use. So we say, why do I even need it? Why do I even deserve it? And that's really not helpful for anybody because we can't be helping other people if we're not helping ourselves. The third thing we do is we blame our lack of time and our lack of energy, and we don't do anything to change our situation. We learn this feeling of helplessness, just like some of the people that we're trying to help feel. And we get our heartstrings pulled because we want to help everyone. And we forget how to say no. We forget how to put up some boundaries. We don't make good, healthy routines for ourselves. And we don't make time for the things that re-energize us when we are drained. Because let's face it, if you're working with trauma, sometimes some things are going to drain you. There's no attempt at finding any sort of balance. And when we do have free time, it gets completely used up by zoning out or just totally detaching from life. The next thing that we start to do when we're in this zone is doubt ourselves and doubt every role we have in our life. We doubt if we're a good enough therapist or a good enough lawyer or a good enough doctor. And all this positivity and hopefulness that we could change the world that we used to have turns into negativity and pessimism, and we start getting really hopeless. Our thoughts about ourselves get negative, about other people get negative, about the world in general just get totally, totally negative. And we stop trying to improve ourselves because we have lost confidence in our ability to really make an impact. We even start feeling like we can't be enough for anyone, not just the people we're trying to help, but the people we love too, our kids, our partner. And when we lose that, the next thing that happens is we also lose the meaning and the passion in what we do. That's where part of that losing hope comes from, is we've lost that meaning and passion. We forget what draws us to do that work in the first place. We lose sight of what our values are and how the work that we do really is connected to those values. And we forget that even the small wins are still wins, and even things that might not look like wins to us are still seeds that are getting planted, and they could be wins somewhere else down the line that maybe we're just not fortunate enough to see. We forget that all those bad things that we're hearing might not outweigh the good that we're doing. And when we lose our meaning and our passion and our hope, and we have no energy, and we feel like we have no time, and we're not getting any help, and we're way beyond burnout, we really start to disconnect from the people that we care about. I saw somewhere on Facebook not too long ago about somebody who was worrying more about the work that they were missing than the sick kid that they were staying home to take care of. And they were lamenting that fact because they noticed that that disconnect from the people that they care about was already happening in their lives. And when we're disconnected, we don't get those deep conversations that we used to have with the people we love. Maybe we don't even remember the last time we went out on a date with our partner. We spend all of our time, even if it's with somebody else, in front of a screen or complaining. And we're really distracted, even when we're trying to spend that quality time with the people that we love. We feel totally at arm's length from everyone. And this all leads to that last thing that we're feeling, which is this feeling of being totally out of control of your life and worrying that we're going to have to quit what we're doing or change very drastically what we're doing, or we need to just, retire or go live on a deserted island somewhere. And everything just feels like a burden, and you think you're going to be miserable forever. You have no plan, no idea. You don't know how to pull your life together, and you're blaming yourself for everything. You can't imagine what a better life could look like, other than, that deserted island thing. But I think that would get kind of lonely after a while. And you really feel like you have no clue where to start to get out from under the weight of all the trauma, and I like to just call it shit that you hear, because of the work you do. And that stuff has carried into every aspect of your life. If this really resonates with you, if this sounds like a lot of things that you're struggling with, I'm sorry. And I want you to know that there is a way out of that. We know the problem, so we can solve it. And so in my next video, you're going to get a quick overview of some of the things that we can do to solve the problem. Feel free to leave some comments on this video with questions you have, or comments, or even pieces that you think maybe I'm missing. I'm always happy to add more content for you all that's relevant to what you need. This community is not just for me, it is for you. So leave a comment and let me know your thoughts, and I look forward to making the next video for you all.